Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Tuesday morning, and today is May the 28th. And I really hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend. I hope that you were able to have some enjoyable time. Possibly maybe you got to be with family. I know there's some that we're able to have family reunions and as such and different things. But I hope that more, as much as anything, I hope that you were able to take time and thank God for our veterans, those that have paved the way for our freedoms, and celebrated that. This being Memorial Day weekend, and what we celebrate on that weekend. But anyway, here it is Tuesday morning, and anyway, hope this morning finds you feeling well. Hope that you're well rested and ready to tackle the opportunities that God has before us here on this Tuesday morning and before us for this short week. And anyway, this morning I want to share a devotional with you entitled "Faith That Doesn't Give Up." Matthew chapter 15, verse 27. It says this: "She replied, 'That's true, Lord, but even dogs are allowed to eat the scraps that fall beneath their master's table.'" When the door slammed, in her face, she just knocked on it and kept knocking. She pressed on, and she would not be discouraged. She would not take no for an answer. She was a Canaanite, and she was from the area of Tyre and Sidon, a region outside Israel where the enemies of the Jews lived. You see, the problem was that her daughter was demon possessed. Now, meanwhile, Jesus' popularity, had been growing. He had recently performed his, most popular miracle to date, where he fed more than 5,000 people. And then suddenly he left the country and he went to Tyre and Sidon. Now, apparently Jesus, he had an appointment with this Canaanite woman. I mean, she hadn't grown up as a Jew, knowing the scriptures. She certainly didn't have the privilege of walking and talking with Jesus, and in fact, she was a pagan. Now, we don't know, how her daughter became demon possessed, but it probably had something to do with false worship and idols in their home. This mother, disillusioned with these false gods, she made her way to Jesus Christ, the one true God. She approached him and she cried out in Matthew 15:22, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David, for my daughter is possessed by a demon that torments her severely." However, Jesus, he didn't respond to her cries, which seems, curious. I mean, he made the long journey, apparently to meet with this woman. But when she went and asked for his help, he acted as though she wasn't even there. He didn't appear to care at all. Yet that wasn't the case. I mean, Jesus, he knew this woman's faith, and he knew that, she would rise to the occasion. He was doing this so that he could provide an example for his disciples. He wasn't being flippant, rather he was drawing her out. The disciples, however, they misinterpreted what, he was doing, and they tried to send her away. Maybe she was creating a bit of a scene, and they were embarrassed. Now, finally, Jesus, he said to her in Matthew 15:24, "I was sent only to help God's lost sheep, the people of Israel." But she wouldn't give up, and Jesus, he knew this, and so he said in verse 26, "It isn't right to take food from the children and throw it to the dogs." And with that little, with what little she knew about Jesus, she applied dramatic faith. Now, we might even describe it as amazing faith, and so much so that Jesus said to her in verse 28, "Dear woman, your faith is great. Your request is granted." Now, clearly, Jesus was an expert on faith. And he was saying, your faith is amazing to me. It is great faith. And so he wanted the disciples to remember this occasion. And thus the Bible, preserves this woman's amazing story of faith for us as an example to follow. We often find faith in unlikely places. It is grace and not really the place, that makes people believers. Sometimes, especially if we've, been in a Christian environment for quite a while, we start, taking things for granted. And so the very place where our hearts should be transformed, can be the very place where they become hardened. And so we have to be careful. We have to be sensitive to the leading of the Holy Spirit in our lives and allow the Holy Spirit to help us to know when God is, giving us an occasion to share about Him to people that need to believe in Him. And so anyway, I hope that encourages you here on this Tuesday morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, Angie and I, we love you guys and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.